from above. It eventually will, but just be aware of that. Rain moves into the Portland metro area, light rain mid-morning tomorrow, and then it will be with us for most of the day tomorrow. Not terribly heavy, but in any event, yeah, some rain coming our way. So be prepared for that tomorrow. We talked about the mix east of the Cascades as well. And then the 7-day forecast, again, that has us with occasional rain basically over the next several days. The beach today looks gorgeous, mostly sunny, highs in the 50s for you folks in Astoria and Pacific City. Gusty east breeze through the west end of the gorge, so like the Cascade Locks towards Corbett, you'll feel that breeze. And then up and down the I-5 corridor, a frosty start, but a sunny and mild finish with highs in the upper 40s in McMinnville, about 50 or so in Vancouver. And throughout the western Oregon, we are dry today. Rain returns tomorrow, and then as we mentioned, we keep that chance of rain going into our 7-day forecast and beyond, but no super cold temperatures in the forecast either. Okay, let's get you out the door. Quick look at the drive. This morning is in good shape. I-5 up near the Interstate Bridge, wide open, lots of elbow room out of Clark County. There's the Banfield, quick check there. Interstate 84 rolling right along. We'll zoom in. Coming out of the Hollywood district, actually, this is a little west of this vantage point. You can see, again, no major trouble out there just yet. So we're off to a really good start early on this Wednesday morning. Thank you, Chris.
When you think of finding a message in a bottle, you think of grabbing it from water, but these final words weren't found in the ocean.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
A message in a bottle found more than 80 years after it was sent reunites a family across time. But the bottle didn't wash ashore. It was found deeply rooted in the woods of the Pacific Northwest. Here's Eric Wilkinson from our sister station, Seattle, with a grandfather's final words.
Another portrait of Granddaddy.
Tom Larson has no memories of his grandfather, only keepsakes. Carl Larson died the year Tom was born.
So Granddad was up doing the Elkan Highway.
Too old to enlist in World War II, in 1943, Carl Larson volunteered to help build the Alcan Highway, a military support line between Canada and Alaska. That's about all anybody knew. And years later, Tom discovered there was one more mystery hanging out there.
I have no idea why Granddad one night went out and tied this tree, or tied the bottle to the tree, and never told anybody about it.
Fast forward more than 80 years. A Canadian surveying team finds this bottle tied to a tree deep in the forest near Fort St. John, British Columbia, about 750 miles north of Vancouver.
And then somebody saw this wire on a tree and pulled it, and then out pops his bottle.
Inside was a handwritten note with Carl's name and address. Through some modern internet sleuthing and Ancestry.com, authorities connected the ancient artifacts to Tom and Bothell.
So we've put it into a box.
Tom placed the bottle on display at his home. He's never opened it for fear of damaging the letter. He's only seen photos. Until now. With the pop of a rusty bottle cap, the nearly century-old family mystery is unsealed, the message delicately extracted.
You can see that it's ripped here.
Tom seeing his grandfather's handwriting in person for the very first time.
That's a lot clearer than I expected it.
The note inside the bottle simply gives the grandfather's name, address, and request for whoever finds the bottle to write him.
So I don't know if it was an act of desperation, or was it an act of faith that says, one of my relatives will eventually find this someday.
A discovery that's more than a needle in a haystack. It's a bottle in a forest, one that 30,067 days later inspires another generation.
So maybe I should go in the backyard and put a bottle on a tree and see if 80 years later somebody will mail it to somebody in the Larson family.
Coming up at 8, KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus as Portland police say homicides are down this year, the lowest level since 2020. The growing partnership with community groups officials are crediting with making the difference.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:59 on this Wednesday, December 31st, New Year's Eve morning. A live look from Vancouver in the Springs of the waterfront. You can see a really colorful sunrise out there. Mount Hood there off to the left and the sun peeking up over the Cascades. 26. Wow, it's dropped another couple of degrees at Pearson Field. It's cold out there. 30 in Tigard, 27 Hillsborough. As we slide down to Salem, 29 last check in our state capital. All right, the plan for today, a frosty start, but a sunny, really nice afternoon with high temperatures getting up to near 50. If you're heading out on the town tonight, New Year's Eve temperatures right around 38 to 40 degrees for several hours as cloud cover builds in. We will be dry, but rain returns tomorrow. All right, let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. We start off with one trouble spot. The upper left-hand part of your screen, that is I-5 near the Fremont Bridge. There's a little fender bender there over on the shoulder. That's southbound, of course. You can see ODOT there with their incident responder team. The southbound right lane at this point is blocked. That's the only trouble spot that we've got out there. The freeway drive in really good shape.
Now at 8, a family had to remove their son's remains at Portland Cemetery after the cemetery accidentally sold the plot to someone else. How something like this even happened? Just ahead. And tonight is New Year's Eve, and Peabot, C-Tran, and TriMet are all offering ways for riders to get home safely this evening. Thomas Schultz will bring you the details on the free rides and rideshare discounts that you can get coming up. And there are tons of New Year's Eve celebrations happening all around our area tonight. So whether you want to catch a drone show or see a giant cherry be dropped, we've got you covered as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green. We have Chris McGinnis here for a look at your weather and traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. Pretty sunrise out there, although it looks like the clouds are maybe getting a little bit thicker, so they're kind of obscuring what was, I had hoped would be a beautiful sunrise. I mean, the sun's coming up, so it's getting a little bit brighter out there. It's chilly, and that's what you can't tell from this camera, but there you go. 26 degrees right now at Pearson Field, as cold as you were yesterday morning, I think, at this time. As we look live over downtown Portland, the airport at PDX is now down to 33, and we are 39 in downtown. So a bit of an east breeze is keeping temperatures in downtown a little warmer, but if you don't experience that east breeze this morning, you're likely waking up to 20s, like Hillsborough at 27, Sherwood at 28 as we slide down to the south. Salem right now checking in with 29 degrees. All right, the plan for today, after the frosty start, a mostly sunny, mild finish. We should be back in the upper 40s again today. And then heading out on the town tonight, it will be dry and a little milder, I should say, with temperatures hovering somewhere between about 38 and 40 degrees for your New Year's Eve festivities. Okay, let's get you out the door. Look at the roads. One trouble spot right now. It's in the upper left-hand part of your screen. I-5 southbound approaching the Fremont Bridge. Looks like there's a fender bender there. The southbound right lane is blocked. We have really light freeway volume out there this morning, and so the drive times, as you can imagine, China, we are zipping along just fine.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it was a traumatic afternoon for one family who witnessed the remains of their son being removed from a Portland cemetery plot after the cemetery accidentally sold the same piece of land twice. A warning, parts of this video does show the removal of the remains. After 20 years old, Tiber Harrison was killed in Florida in 2016. His mother, Paula, bought a plot at Skyline Memorial Gardens. The cemetery later discovered the plot had already been sold to the Reeser family, who refused to give it up. The cemetery filed a lawsuit, which they eventually won, to force the removal of the remains. We spoke with Paula's husband after Harrison's remains were taken out.
I would describe it as the third time she had to bury her son, to experience that just brutal pain. And it was done so in a way that, underlined a level of cruelty and inhumanity. I think there's a great deal of anger. I think that, bigger picture, this company should not be able to perform business this way.
Skyline's parent company, Dignity Memorial, declined to comment. Harrison's family says that they're considering an appeal. The U.S. Coast Guard says a jet ski rider has died on the coast near Gearhart. Authorities say a chopper crew from Air Station Astoria was training in the area around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when they spotted the overturned jet ski, triggering the search. Police later found the rider's body on the beach. Officials haven't released the person's identity or provided any information about how they died. Now to what appears to be a decrease in the number of homicides in Portland this year. According to Portland police, they're down some 27% compared with last year. So police say that's the lowest number that they've seen in a year since 2020 and are crediting the drop to their collaboration with community groups. We spoke with the director of Love is Stronger, a nonprofit that works to reduce gun violence and gang violence. He says the numbers are dropping because there's more of a team effort between the city, Portland police, and community outreach teams.
Been with the Office of Violence Prevention for quite some time, and this is the first time I've seen the level of collaboration intentionally coming from the city.
A spokesperson for the city of Portland said in a statement that as of November, fatal and injury shootings are down 34% over the last 12 months. Portland police also reporting traffic deaths have dropped by nearly a third this year compared to last year. According to Portland Police's most recent data, there have been a total of 45 traffic deaths in the city this year. That's compared to 67 traffic deaths at the end of 2024. It also marks the lowest number of traffic deaths since 2018 when police recorded 37. We are just hours away from New Year's Eve celebrations getting underway, and PBOT and TriMet want to ensure people stay safe on the roads tonight. Thomas Schultz has a story.
Well, you can visit PBOT's website right now for a $10 off coupon for Uber or Lyft rides. The coupon is only valid from 7 o'clock tonight until 4 in the morning tomorrow. Here's the thing, though. Your ride must start in the city of Portland, and these are limited coupons, so you don't want to wait around. You want to act fast here. TriMet is also offering free rides on buses, MAX trains, and on Lyft Paratransit, which helps people with disabilities get around town. Those free rides begin after 8 o'clock tonight. Some key lines are also offering extended late-night services for people reining in the new year.
And especially on evenings where we know that a lot of people are going to be out and might be impaired, we want to give people an opportunity to have a safe ride home with professional drivers who are there. You get your own personal chauffeur for free.
And it's not just Portland services offering these deals. Up in Vancouver, C-Tran also has free rides. Those will begin at 6 o'clock tonight. In downtown Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And tonight, the city of Portland is throwing a New Year's Eve party in Pioneer Courthouse Square, complete with a drone show. It's free with a dance party starting at 8 o'clock, and then first family-friendly drone show at 9, all the way leading up to the countdown to 2026. And for folks in Salem, you can ring in the new year with Glow Oregon's fireworks show at Roto-Rooter Park. Festivities start at 5 o'clock tonight with a family-friendly fireworks show at 9, followed by a larger fireworks spectacular at midnight. There will also be over 1 million holiday lights and displays, along with family-friendly activities and games. So for details, head to oregon.glowgardens.com. And if you'd rather stay home this New Year's, you can ring in 2026 right here on KGW. We'll be featuring celebrations from across our region, all leading up to the big New Year's at the Needles show in Seattle. That's happening tonight, right on KGW News at 11. After that, on TV and on our free TV streaming app, KGW+. So many options, outside, inside, anywhere you want.
You know, a little break from the immediateness. Something I found super interesting, Shauna, despite how cold it's been the last couple mornings. Are you ready for this? I just looked at the numbers here. This is through yesterday. PDX is basically on pace to set the warmest December on record, and it's not even close. The average temperature, mean temperature, high and low average together through the first 30 days of the month, today of course being the 31st, is 47.7 degrees. It has been an unbelievably warm December, despite the fact that it's so chilly out there this morning. Vancouver's knocking on the door with their second warmest December, Salem fourth, Hillsborough third warmest Decembers, all of these within reach as we see what the climate book says for the day of today. But there you go. All right, contrast that with the fact that it is chilly out there this morning. 33 last check at PDX. Futurecast has us warming up to about 50 again this afternoon. We were in the upper 40s yesterday, so 50 sounds about right with maybe some patchy fog out there, but otherwise a good looking New Year's Eve day. And then as we go into this evening, I'll stop the clock at midnight. Futurecast likes 42 here in Portland at midnight. So we'll be milder overnight tonight than it's been the last couple of nights. And that's because we've got cloud cover coming in from the south, clouds that will eventually bring us some rain. But if you are heading out this evening, here's your New Year's Eve plan. A dry forecast and temperatures again somewhere between about 38 and 40 or 41 degrees from 9 to 3 a.m. So a little more comfortable, a little milder than where we've been the last couple of evenings. Rain returns tomorrow, and I think it's in here by this time or shortly thereafter. So 24 hours from now, we're starting to get a little wet. High temperatures tomorrow only in the mid-40s, and then we are, of course, on and off wet as we go into the 7-day forecast. After all, January is our third or fourth wettest month of the year on average, so we would expect that. There's a fair amount of rainy days in our 7-day. All right, let's get you out the door. We've got a couple of trouble spots now that have popped up on the roads. We'll start with one of them south of town in the Woodburn area through Marion County. I-5 southbound, there's a crash just south of the Woodburn interchange. It looks like there might be one lane blocked. You can see the traffic map still all green though, and that's because we've got very light traffic volume out there. So despite that, it seems like we're getting around okay. Switching gears to North Portland, I-5 southbound, a fender bender near the Swan Island exit has the southbound right lane blocked, but again, with a really light volume, traffic is getting around okay. China?
Thank you, Chris. From drunk raccoons to a ballerina dancing on an Arctic cruise ship to a cop caught without pants on during a virtual courtroom call.
You got some pants on, cop, officer? No, sir.
2025 was full of crazy stories and viral videos. We'll bring you a recap of some of the best ones when Sunrise returns after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
2025 has brought us some of the craziest viral videos and stories. Jeremy Roth takes a look back at some of the best moments from this year.
Prepare ye, for the end is nigh. You know, the end of the year. Sorry if that sounded ominous. Was it the ye? It was the ye, wasn't it? Well, maybe we should be prepared because 2025 was so unforgettable, so unimaginable, so unbelievable, I don't know how 2026 is going to possibly top it. You don't believe me? Oh, how soon ye forget. Let's take a look at 2025. Where better to start than with some wild whatnot on the water? A surreal but all too real moment unfolded in icy Chilean waters when a father witnessed his kayaking son swallowed up, then spat back out by a huge humpback whale. The incredible moment ended with the 24-year-old resurfacing no worse for wear and later saying it was his life vest that pulled him back from the depths. A most unlikely traveling duo in New Zealand made headlines when researchers released video of an octopus hitching a ride on the back of a shark. Marine scientists said the ultra-rare ride share was one of the strangest things they'd ever seen and nicknamed it the Sharktopus. And then there was the shark threesome. That's what Australian researchers called a never-before-seen mating encounter with a trio of leopard sharks. A published study said only courtship interactions had previously been observed, never group activities. It also noted that when it was all over, the female left, and the two males lay motionless on the seafloor, appearing exhausted. There were plenty of close calls, like a speeding vehicle that just barely missed a man when it lost control and flipped on its side at a Nebraska gas station. The only thing that would have made this insane Dodge more insane was if the car had been a Dodge. But alas, it was a Nissan. So close. Another crazy touchdown happened in Florida when a small plane making an emergency landing crashed down on top of a car traveling along I-95. Amazingly, among the aircraft's 2 occupants and the car's lone driver, only minor injuries were reported. And in New York, an inexperienced teen driver learned a lesson in gravity the hard way when they accelerated too hard and nearly plunged their SUV into the Long Island Sound, but instead stuck a very lucky landing on a lower pier. As always, there was kooky criminal mischief and wacky whoopsie-daisies, like this artsy-fartsy faux pas at an Italian museum, where a pair of tourists posing in front of a crystal-encrusted chair accidentally crushed the delicate work and then fled the scene. Thankfully, restorers were able to fix the piece, returning it to its glittering former glory. A Grubhub driver arrested in Arizona for speeding and reckless driving landed in the hot seat, but his hot food order still made it to its destination. thanks to a pair of police officers who took it upon themselves to deliver the pizza and the news to the hungry customer. As always, there were loads of wild animal stories, like surveillance cameras capturing a cool-as-a-cucumber California camper keeping his composure as a wild mountain lion strolled by mere inches away, a wild bear caught on camera breaking into a California zoo to mingle through a fence with its captive bear brethren, and a goofy goat's big derpy mug catapulting a Wisconsin zoo to internet infamy, racking up millions of views to become the go-to meme for what you hope you don't look like when the flash goes off. Oh, and there was also one lightning bolt leaving drivers shocked in Canada, another setting off not one but two explosions in South Carolina, a ballerina striking a cool-as-ice viral pose under an Arctic cruise ship, a suspect sought for stealing a sculpture stuffed in his shorts, a golden toilet auctioned for millions, and a cop caught with his pants down.
You got some pants on, cop? Officer?
Literally on a virtual courtroom call.
No, sir.
Oh, whoops. But my personal favorite this year was the trifecta of substance-abusing raccoon stories. Yes, you heard that right. In Kentucky, one raccoon that got drunk on a distillery's garbage and nearly drowned had to be revived with CPR. Another was found by Ohio police in a vehicle holding a meth pipe. And yet another broke into a Virginia liquor store, got sauced, and passed out next to the toilet. But hey, no time like the new year for these dumpster diving degenerates to examine their questionable life choices and make a fresh start. For Take a Look at 2025, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Love the raccoons.
The raccoons, I mean, a lot of that just makes you speechless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You know what? I can't believe, I still can't, and our producers swear this is real, the ballerina dancing on the bow of the I cannot believe that actually happened.
Of all of that stuff, that's the one thing you can't believe
I
happened.
believe the raccoons do crazy stuff, but the ballerina dancing on the whole of the, like, underneath part right out of the water, like.
Athlete.
Yeah, better than I. All right, let's get you out the door with this. This is interesting as we look at some of the birds flying by from our Dalles camera here from Oregon's Veterans Home in the Dalles. You can see a little bit of fog down low. Also, the sun is up, but you can't really see it. It's kind of hazy right now out towards the Dalles, and that's because there's a bit of a temperature inversion east of the Cascades. The air aloft warmer than it is down at the surface. It's 25 right now in the Dalles, and so that's trapping some of the pollutants down low. That's why we have an air stagnation advisory across parts of the Columbia Basin through today and into the first half of tomorrow. Eventually, we'll scour out that kind of grody, dirty air, and things will improve a bit. But between now and then, again, look out for the air stagnation there. All right, let's take you up above the inversion. That's a pretty looking sunrise up over Mount Hood. This is from Timberline Lodge. The camera pointed off to the south and east. We've got some broken cloud cover as well. And last check from downtown, we can see the sun trying to peer through the clouds. 33 at PDX. Elsewhere across the region, it's all the way down to 25 now in Battleground. That may be one of the coldest mornings of December thus far there. 26 in Vancouver, I think that equals your coldest morning, and 29 right now in Wilsonville. So if you're not waking up to any kind of an east breeze, there's a good chance your temperature's in the 20s this morning. Salem right now 29, McMinnville has slipped to 27. The beach looks gorgeous. It's been really, really nice for the last couple of days at the beach. A little bit of an east breeze kind of knocking off the tops of the breakers there, and that is also helping to make for what has been a really nice couple of days at the coast. You'll see sunshine today. We've got Astoria topping out at about 52, Newport 54. We'll switch gears, take you to the gorge. The west end of the gorge will be breezy with the east wind, so from Cascade Locks towards Corbett. And again, we've got this air stagnation advisory out towards the Dalles for one more day. Up and down the I-5 corridor, temperatures in the upper 40s today after the frosty start. Mostly sunny finish today. I've got Vancouver topping out near 50 degrees this afternoon. Okay, a little patchy fog in the valley. Otherwise, a mostly sunny start. Clouds will start to fill in later today. That'll be one of the things that keeps the temperatures milder overnight tonight than where we've been the last couple of mornings. So it should be a little more comfortable as you go out for New Year's Eve festivities. Heads up east slopes of the Cascades and the east gorge and Columbia Basin. There is the chance for some freezing rain there overnight tonight, or I should say early tomorrow morning as this next round of precipitation moves in. For the west side of the state, of course, it'll be all rain. And tomorrow's forecast is generally fairly wet, on and off rainy here in Portland. All right, ringing in the new year, temperatures between 9 o'clock and 3 a.m., generally within a degree or two of 40, and they won't go very far tonight. So it'll be relatively comfortable compared to the last couple of mornings. And of course, then we bring back the rain. Tomorrow, and beyond. We'll keep the chance of rain going right on into the weekend. All right, let's get you out the door. We have 1 or 2 trouble spots on the roads. Let's take you down to Marion County. We had a crash on I-5 southbound reported just south of the Woodburn interchange. There may still be 1 lane block there. The fact that the traffic map is still green, though, obviously indicating that we still have really light traffic volume out there. I-5 through North Portland, we had an earlier crash near the going Swan Island exit ramp. It looks like that's out of the way. So, yeah, we're back in business here. No major freeway trouble out there early on this Wednesday morning. We'll be right back.
The White House is upping its pressure campaign on Venezuela. I'm Bianca Ficini in Washington. Coming up, we'll have updates on the Trump administration's latest move and how Congress is reacting.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
House Democrats want answers after President Donald Trump said earlier this week that the U.S. hit a big facility and dock area in Venezuela, saying it's where drug boats were being loaded. NBC's Bianca Ficini has more.
Members of Congress demanding answers from President Trump after he announced a land-based strike on Venezuela.
I consider that a military act and a potential act of war, and the president needs to be talking to the Congress.
The president said the strike targeted a docking facility used by boats carrying drugs.
They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
It's the latest move carried out by the U.S. against Venezuela since September, when the Trump administration started launching strikes against Venezuelan boats that they say were trafficking drugs. But this strike is making members in both parties concerned.
They've been very clear about targeting these drug boats, so we have clear information there. But threatening Venezuela itself they've been very cryptic and very, I would say, unclear with what they're trying to do there.
The Venezuelan government has yet to comment on the land strike, but President Trump says he spoke with President Nicolas Maduro recently without elaborating much.
I spoke to him recently, pretty recently. But nothing much comes of it.
It remains unclear if anyone in Congress was notified ahead of time, but since this move was carried out by the CIA as opposed to the military, the administration did not seek permission from Congress to conduct it. In Washington, Bianca Ficini, NBC News.
USPS is changing its postmark process. For decades, the postmark used to show when the mail was accepted by the post office. It was also used as proof that an individual met a deadline, like turning in your ballot on Election Day. But now the postmark will reflect the date an envelope is first processed by a sorting machine, not the drop-off date. To be safe, time-sensitive mail should be sent out several days before it's due. Legacy Health and striking workers, including nurse practitioners and physicians associates, have reached a tentative agreement. The new deal addresses pay and creates a committee for workplace issues. About 135 advanced practice providers rejected the first deal after striking in early December. The union says that the strike will end before the contract vote. We reached out to Legacy Health for comment and are waiting to hear back.
We can offer them resources in the area to try and replace furnishings. We can offer them a little bit of money if they need it.
Next at 8:30, volunteers with the Red Cross still going door to door to help people in Clackamas who were impacted by this month's atmospheric river. And what you need to know about Portland's gas leaf blower ban more before it goes into effect tomorrow. We'll have that story plus more local headlines, weather, and traffic when Sunrise returns after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm China Green. Legacy Health and striking workers, including nurse practitioners and physicians associates, have reached a second tentative agreement. The new deal addresses pay and creates a committee for workplace issues. About 135 advanced practice providers rejected the first deal after striking in early December. The union says the strike will end before the contract vote. We've reached out to Legacy Health for comment and are waiting to hear back. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at weather.
It's a frosty morning out there at Shine. As we look out over downtown Portland, we've got some cloud cover giving us a colorful sunrise. 33 last check at PDX. We've been as cold as 31 at the airport and 26 right now in Vancouver, 28 Beaverton. So certainly frosty to start our New Year's Eve morning. At last check, Salem coming in with 29 degrees as well. Frosty, patchy fog this morning. That'll lift. We'll go partly to mostly sunny this afternoon with highs in the upper 40s. Should be a really nice New Year's Eve day. And then tonight, Not quite as cold. Cloud cover moves in, but we will be dry for your New Year's Eve plans with temperatures hovering in the upper 30s tonight.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, look at that baby. This morning we're getting a look at this Asian small clawed otter that was born at the Point Defiant Zoo and Aquarium in Tacoma last month. Asian small claw otters are the smallest of the world's 13 otter species. He's joined by another male otter named Yuki, who was also added to the zoo recently. But this little guy needs a name, and I think it should be Mr. Handsome because he looks so handsome. I love otters. If you don't know that, that's one of my favorite animals in the world. Can't explain why.
It's the only thing that gets China to go,
oh, I just love them so much. If this doesn't work out for me, I'm going to be taking care of them.
A zookeeper, yes, an otter keeper. All right, let's take you up to Timberline. Our camera pointed south towards Jefferson, the Three Sisters, the tippy tops of the Central Oregon Cascades, catching some rays there, the rising sun. We've got some broken cloud cover over top as well. Let's bring it down below. This is out at the Reserve Golf Course and Vineyard on the west side in Aloha. We've got a pretty significant frost delay this morning. In case you haven't been getting up early the last couple of days, it's been frosty the last few days. It's 33 right now in Aloha, but boy, that camera certainly shows some what looks like frost. It's 33 in downtown, and in some cases we're in the 20s. Vancouver, Pearson Airfield, 26, 25 in Battleground. In places where we have a little bit of an east breeze, like out towards Troutdale and Gresham, the temperatures are a little higher. 38 right now in Gresham, 38 Troutdale. Down to the south, though, no such luck. You are quite chilly in Salem this morning at 29. All right, the plan for today, we'll call it partly to mostly sunny. Temperatures once again getting into the upper 40s, a dry day and a nice-looking New Year's Eve day. Tonight, cloud cover moves in, but we will stay dry overnight tonight. With the cloud cover, the temperatures will not get as cold as what we're waking up to this morning. So as we ring in the new year here, here's the temperature trend between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. We're generally in the upper 30s, so a little more comfortable overnight tonight. Rain returns tomorrow. We'll take a look at that with Futurecast in just a few minutes. Here's a look at the roads, and the roads don't look all that bad. A lot of green on the freeway, as you can imagine. Green on the freeway map means that we're generally getting around at a speed limit clip. I-5 south of town, down the Woodburn area, there's a fender bender just south of the Woodburn interchange, so be on the lookout for the emergency response there. Here's I-5 up near the Fremont Bridge. I mean, we are rolling right along on this Wednesday morning. No major trouble out there just yet. China?
Thank you, Chris. After an atmospheric river caused the Clackamas to overflow its banks near Estacada, Red Cross volunteers are still offering help to those affected. Volunteers walked house to house with a list of damaged homes that they say they can help connect people to local resources or even offer some money to replace items that were washed away or damaged. They also assess damage for residents who still haven't returned home.
I can usually look for where water levels were on the outside of the house and get a pretty good idea of the kind of damage they may have incurred.
It definitely came up into their neighborhoods and stuff, but luckily most of the homes that we've been in contact with, the water damage was to non-living areas. In other words, it came into the basement, it came into the garage.
And if you're dealing with damage from the floods, volunteers say just call the Red Cross National Hotline at 1-800-RED-CROSS. Volunteers plan to continue walking through neighborhoods offering their help in the coming weeks. Meantime, a Portland Fire Rescue is changing how they respond to campfires started by people who are homeless. This video from last year shows a southeast Portland apartment complex in flames after a fire at a nearby homeless camp spread. Portland Fire says it's now allowing people who are homeless to make small fires to stay warm and cook as long as they are contained and low risk. We're told it's case by case and ultimately up to the firefighter's discretion, and here's why.
What we found is if we go respond to these scenes and just extinguish the flames and leave, the population that's utilizing the flames in an open setting, in a contained setting that's safe and low risk, will often hide. They'll move into an alleyway, they'll move up against a building, or even worse yet, inside a tent.
The city of Portland is also reviewing its policy around what it calls warming fires. The referendum challenging much of Oregon's transportation funding package has officially qualified for the November ballot. The so-called Stop the Gas Tax referendum, led by a couple of Republican state lawmakers, needed just over 78,000 signatures, but it got well over 160,000. That means the planned hikes to the gas tax, payroll tax, title fees, and some registration fees will be paused until voters have their say. It also means that ODOT finds itself in dire financial need yet again, something lawmakers will be debating during the upcoming short legislative session. A reminder for Portlanders, the phased-in ban on gas-powered leaf blowers takes effect tomorrow. So this applies to both public and private property, though there is a grace period. For the first 2 years, crews can use gas blowers in the fall to deal with the heavy wet leaves. But in 2028, the ban becomes year-round with potential fines for those who break the rules. By the way, Oregon has 282 new laws that will go into effect tomorrow. That includes things like medical debt protections and age checks when buying nitrous oxide. You can text the word laws to the number there on your screen, 503-226-5088. And we'll text you back with a link article walking you through some of the bigger ones. Reports of power surges causing lights to flicker across parts of northeast Portland are apparently related to repair work on a substation that was damaged by fire back in September. So Pacific Power says some customers were connected to adjoining stations in order to keep the lights on. But after the surges Monday night, the utility sent crews back outside yesterday to make more adjustments that they say should fix the issue moving forward. You're just hours away from New Year's Eve celebrations getting underway, and PBOT and TriMet want to ensure people stay safe on the roads tonight. Thomas Schultz has a story.
Well, get this. You can visit PBOT's website right now for a $10 off coupon for Uber or Lyft rides tonight. These coupons are only valid from 7 o'clock tonight until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's the thing, though. Your ride must start in the city of Portland. And these are limited coupons, so you don't want to wait around. You want to act fast if you want to claim this. TriMet is also offering free rides on buses, MAX trains, and on Lyft Paratransit, which helps people with disabilities get around town. Those free rides begin after 8 o'clock tonight. Some key lines are also offering extended late-night services for people celebrating the new year. And TriMet is beefing up security tonight, too.
We will have extra security out, in particularly down at Pioneer Square, where we know we'll have big crowds in the downtown area. We'll also have it at our major transit centers, and of course, we'll have our regular security on board like we always do.
And it's not just here in Portland where these free rides are being offered. Up in Vancouver, C-Tran is doing the same thing. Those free rides will begin at 6 o'clock tonight. In downtown Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And tonight, instead of ringing in the new year, how about heading out to downtown Milwaukee to Bing in the new year? The event named after the Bing cherry, which was first cultivated in Milwaukee in 1875 by a Chinese immigrant named Bing. Tonight's event kicks off at 6 o'clock with live music. There'll also be performances from the Oregon Chinese Coalition, as well as a lion dance, all leading to the lowering of the giant cherry. For more details, head to binginthenewyyear.com. All right, headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at weather.
You know what it will not be doing tonight?
Raining.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain this month of December. I mean, not record setting, but enough to be our 13th wettest December on record at PDX. We'll go in the books with 8.51 inches of rain. Normal for the month of December is about 5 3/4. So yes, it's been a wet month. It's also been a very warm month. We've talked about this a bit. If the numbers hold true today, I think this will go in the books as the warmest December on record at PDX. And with that, I present to you a forecast that's relatively mild here, hour by hour. As we go into the midday hours, we should be up in the low 40s, and I've got Portland topping out somewhere between about 48 and 50 later on today. If you're heading out for New Year's Eve festivities tonight, again, it's going to be dry, and overnight temperatures will hover somewhere between about 38 and 40, I think, across the Portland, Vancouver metro area. So a little milder tonight than where we've been the last couple of mornings. Here's a look at the satellite radar imagery. Again, we've got some high thin cloud cover out there this morning. Our next weather system is down here in Southern California. That's the one that's going to provide rain for the Rose Parade. Eventually, that rain will work its way our way, but probably not until about this time tomorrow. Futurecast shows a mostly sunny sky, give way to increasing clouds today, but no rain tonight. Early tomorrow morning, that rain begins to overspread the region, light rain. And I also want to point out that areas in the East Gorge and Columbia Basin, there is at least the outside chance for some patchy freezing rain for you folks as well early tomorrow before the warmer air scours that out and changes it over to just plain rain as we go into Thursday afternoon. All right, your 7-day forecast, again, near 50 today, mostly sunny, 35 for low tonight, so not as cold, and then on and off rain for Thursday, Friday, and of course into the first weekend of the new year. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. If you've given out or received a gift card this holiday season, you'll want to be on the lookout for scammers, of course. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield, along with attorneys general from 13 other states, have partnered with the Gift Card Fraud Prevention Alliance to put on public service announcements and help people spot red flags. Here's a clip of it.
Here's what you can do. Inspect packaging to ensure that it's sealed and that the pin is covered. Only check balances at the official retailer's site. Never pay a debt or claim a prize with a gift card. And report gift card fraud to my office. Learn more at protectmygiftcard.com.
The AG's office says if scammers know the gift card's PIN, they can monitor it and then once it's loaded, drain the money. Thieves may also use emails, text messages, or lookalike sites to trick people into providing their gift card numbers. A reminder, government agencies and reputable companies will never demand payment via gift cards. And if they ask you to take action immediately or keep it a secret, those are red flags. Cities across the country gearing up for millions to ring in 2026. And while people may be planning what to wear tonight, police are planning on how to keep everyone safe. We have that story after the break.
Hey, our team tests tons of products. We get rid of the rejects. We only bring you the best. And I love this one. It's called the Zippy Sweeper Pro. Take a look at it. And it's got this tri-brush technology here. It's very lightweight, cordless. So you can walk around the house. You just charge it with a USB-C, 30 minutes of use. And it can pick up almost everything. So let me turn it on for you here. Here are some Cheerios on the floor. Very common around my house. Picking them right up, no problem at all, right? And then here's another problem we have too. Come on down here for a second. This is my dog's dog bowl, and he's a messy eater. So we always have the pet food around too. So look at that, nice and easy. And it's really, really easy to use too. I've been playing with this for the last few days. Also picked up frozen veggies on the floor too. So it really does work. The other great thing about the Zippy Sweeper Pro, it really gets into places that you really wouldn't want to with a dust buster because it hurts your back. Look how easy this is, right under my coffee table, and I'm barely bent down at all. Very good for people with back problems like me.
And check out the light on it, showing you exactly where to find those hidden crumbs.
Oh, and I love this. When you're done, all you have to do is pull back this gray handle. Let me tilt this up so you can see it. And it all just comes right out into the trash, no mess. We have an amazing deal on this for you today. Normally, this is $129.99. Today, exclusive for our viewers, $69.99. That is a huge 46% off the retail price. You know it's gonna go, it's while supplies last. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are counting down the hours until 2026, and so are folks in New York City. NBC's Emily Ikeda has more on how officials are working around the clock to make sure the start of the new year is a safe one.
This morning, the confetti is ready.
Dun, da, da! Check it out, guys!
And so are the revelers, with the new year quickly coming into focus.
Getting through 2025 and just embracing 2026.
Authorities in New York City estimate some 1 million people will pack into Times Square tonight to watch the famous ball drop, and they plan to do everything possible to keep them safe.
We do not have right now any specific credible threats against Times Square New Year's Eve celebration this year.
In addition to thousands of police officers keeping a sharp eye out, the NYPD will also have heavy weapons units and pickpocket teams patrolling on the ground, as well as drones and helicopters in the sky.
If we see anything that looks suspicious, we will have teams in place to do appropriate screening.
People planning on ringing in the new year outdoors better bundle up. With temperatures set to drop in Times Square and from Minnesota to Maine, and snow hitting the Northeast. Out west, tomorrow's iconic Rose Parade in Pasadena could feature a rain-soaked procession for the first time in 20 years.
The flowers are going to probably look a little more lively with a little bit of rain, I would imagine.
In New Orleans, authorities, including the National Guard, are beefing up security following the tragic terror attack on New Year's Day a year ago, when a truck drove down Bourbon Street, killing 14 and injuring dozens.
We're going to have close to 800 law enforcement downtown in the French Quarter, and you're going to see an incredible visual presence.
In Philadelphia, authorities unveiling vehicle barriers to keep pedestrians safe.
It'll destroy any vehicle that tries to drive across it.
And now, just hours until the clock strikes midnight, folks in New York City are looking forward to soaking in the moment of a lifetime.
Almost every block I've seen at least one police outside directing traffic, a cop car, so definitely feel safe.
You gonna make it to
No.
New Year's?
No.
How about New York New Year's?
Well,
So that'd be 9 o'clock.
9. I could probably do that.
We might make it to London.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Not for us.
Hey, I captured a cool time lapse from earlier this morning. It wasn't as spectacular as I hoped it would be, but it still looks nice nonetheless, capturing the little bit of sunrise that we tried to develop there in the broken cloud cover. That, of course, from our camera at the Springs at the waterfront in Vancouver. Really pretty shot there as the boats go underneath the interstate bridge. Here's live now, and you can see, again, the speckly cloud cover over Vancouver. It's cold. It's 26 degrees right now. I think that's about as cold as you were yesterday morning at this time as well. So frosty start for some of us, of course. And it's an interesting juxtaposition here from the really cold temperatures that we've had the last couple of mornings to this. Through yesterday, the first 30 days of December, the average temperature, high and low average together over the entire month, is nearly 48 degrees at PDX. That is by a mile putting us into the warmest December on record at PDX. Vancouver's knocking on the door of second. Salem is knocking on the door of fourth. These are all, again, just putting an exclamation point on how warm the month of December has been across a lot of the Pacific Northwest. Interesting, of course, that it is so chilly out there this morning, though. All right, at the beach right now, got the offshore breeze knocking down the waves a bit. That's from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. 37 chilly degrees there. It'll be another really nice day at the coast. If you're there, enjoy. Good for you. It'll be sunny for most of the day with increasing clouds late. Newport gets to about 54. A gusty east breeze through the west end of the gorge. So Cascade Locks towards Corbett, you'll feel that easterly breeze today. The Dalles not so much. There is that air stagnation advisory in effect as well across the East Gorge and the Columbia Basin for one more day. Across the valley, again, frosty start to the morning, but temperatures eventually climbing into the mid-40s. I've got Battleground in the upper 40s, Vancouver near 50 degrees. Same story here in Portland. I think we're inching towards 50. All right, if you're going out on the town late tonight, here's a snapshot of 6 hours of temperatures between 9 p.m. and 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. And with the increasing cloud cover, we don't go very far. Generally in the upper 30s, we'll do it across the Portland-Vancouver metro area tonight. So a dry forecast and not as chilly. But there is rain. It's down to the south, and I'll show you a futurecast real quick because while today is dry, tonight's dry, tomorrow eventually turns wet. We think by sometime between 6 and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll start to see some showers. There is also at least the slight chance of some freezing rain across the Columbia Basin and sections of the East Gorge early tomorrow before we scour out that cold air and turn that over to rain. 50 today, 44 with the increasing rain on New Year's Day. And then we keep the wet weather forecast going on and off into the weekend. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. The roads don't look all that bad. We had a couple of trouble spots earlier this morning, but it looks like they've all cleared. There's I-5 through Tualatin, still wide open as it was at 5 o'clock this morning. There's just been very little traffic out there, and what a few slow spots we had earlier, they look like they are all gone. And you can see traffic is zipping along at a speed limit clip, so no major freeway trouble out there as our New Year's Eve morning rolls on.
Thank you, Chris. Oh, do we have some birthdays to celebrate today? Starting off with Meg, turning 37 today, followed by Tammy, turning 56. And then we have Jerry, 58 today from Gladstone, hanging out with Santa over there. And then we have Bobby, turning 66. Happy birthday. And if you have a birthday shout out you want us to share on air, send an email to birthdays@kgw.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, there appears to be a decrease in the number of homicides in Portland this year. According to Portland police, they're down some 27% compared with last year. Police say that is the lowest number they've seen in a year since 2020 and are crediting the drop to their collaboration with community groups. A spokesperson for the city of Portland said in a statement that as of November, fatal and injury shootings are down 34% over the last 12 months. Portland Fire and Rescue, meantime, changing how they respond to campfires started by people who are homeless. Portland Fire says it's now allowing people who are homeless to make small fires to stay warm and cook as long as they are contained and low risk. We're told it's a case-by-case basis, ultimately up to the firefighter's discretion. The city of Portland is also reviewing its policy around what it calls warming fires. And PBOT and TriMet want to make sure people stay safe on the roads tonight. You can visit PBOT's website to download a coupon for $10 off a Lyft or Uber ride tonight in the city. The coupon is only valid from 7 o'clock tonight until 4 in the morning. Your ride must start in the city of Portland. And TriMet also offering free rides on buses, MAX trains, and on Lyft Paratransit, which helps people with disabilities get around town. Those free rides begin after 8 o'clock tonight.
Some ambitious folks attempting a New Year's Eve summit on Mount Hood. As we zoom in closely there, you can see those ants that are right there in the center of your screen, climbers trying to make a summit of Mount Hood. Look at the sun there off of Crater Rock as well. That's pretty cool. For the rest of us mere mortals, we're going to enjoy some sunshine today with temperatures up near 50 degrees. It will be dry overnight tonight. New Year's temperatures right around 38 to 40 degrees or so, and then rain returns as we go into New Year's Day. Your traffic has been non-existent all morning. There's a live look at the roads 4 different vantage points, all to tell you that we've got a speed limit clip across the freeway system this morning.
And we end this half hour of Sunrise with another cutie. This is the second endangered giraffe to be born at a zoo in the UK. The calf was born on December 21st, just a few weeks after the birth of his half-sister, Leonie, but he doesn't have a name yet. So what do we name him? What do you think?
Giraffe McGiraffe face?
That's a little long.
Yeah.
He looks like an Oscar.
He's cute.
Little Oscar.
We needed the cute stinger going into that.
We did. I didn't think giraffes were cute until now. So 2025 was
Patches.
the year. Patches.
He's got Patches.
Oh, that is a cute name.
Call him Patches.
Patches.
Yeah.
I love that. We did have an otter at the beginning of the show if you missed it.
Yes.
It was a baby otter. It was so cute.
Who's cuter, the giraffe, Patches, or
Otter.
Yeah, okay.
The otter.
Okay.
I named him Mr. Handsome.
Mr.
He's so
Handsome
cute.
and Patches.
Hey, a reminder, you can watch Sunrise every day live here exclusively on KGW.com starting at 7 o'clock. We have also added another half hour of news at 12:30 and 5:30 right here on Plus, so we hope to see you then. Have a great New Year's Eve. We'll see you in 2026.